Okay, guys, hip hop Kachuba again, right? You'll see that I've got a haircut this time, so yeah, I love you guys. I even got a haircut before I made this video. Anyway, guys, okay, so today I want to talk about something that is really interesting to me, at least. Hopefully, some of you will find value in this, and yeah, hopefully, it improves your life in some way. Right. Okay. So it touches a bit on what I spoke about in the previous video. So I'm expanding a bit on that. The third and the fourth dimension, that's the first topic we'll talk about. And then the meaning of I am. So let's talk about the third dimension. So we live in a universe of dimensions. There are people who believe actually, there's evidence that there are 11 dimensions, right? And these dimensions differ, but to some degree are also the same, right? There's a lot of things that are the same in how things operate in each dimension, but then there are also a bit of differences. So today I'll be zoning in on the third and the fourth dimension, and then I'll mention what is the same and what is different about the two, right? So before I go into that, God, or what some called the ultimate intelligence, right, is said to be in the 11th dimension. So just go on YouTube, watch some videos about dimensions, and know that when they are talking about the 11th dimension, they are talking about God, basically. Anyway, the third and the fourth dimension. What what is different about them? There's just one thing different about the fourth and the third dimension: time. Otherwise, everything else is the same, right? The third dimension is limited by time. The fourth dimension isn't. So what I mean by that is everything that happens in the third dimension, right, must happen a second at a time. I mean, we can even go less than seconds to milliseconds and nanoseconds and so on. But for the sake of this video, let's just say it must happen at a second at a time. You see, you can't rush. You can't rush to 10 minutes from now. You must allow 10 minutes to lapse for you to get to 10 minutes from now. You can't rush to 5 years from now. You must allow that time to lapse. You see? So that's the thing with the third dimension. The fourth dimension is not limited by time. Right? In the fourth dimension, there's no such thing as the past, the present, or the future. In the fourth dimension, they all exist at the same time. Right? Basically meaning that, and I know, and if ever you're sharp, you should understand and realize that what I just said now means that the past, the present and the future are already created. And you can Google that as well. Just write on Google, creation is finished, right? There's a thought of thinking out there that says that creation is already finished. When the Big Bang happened, when the universe was created, right? The Big Bang being, yeah, when the Big Bang happened, when the universe was created, right? Creation was complete. Everything that could ever be created was complete. It was already created, right? It's just that in the third dimension, it must still be experienced a moment at a time. Think about a good example of this would be those who remember DVDs or even a VHS cassette, right? You put the DVD in the DVD player and you press play. It starts playing the movie from the first second, right? The whole movie is in the disc. It's already complete. So it's not like the movie is being created with each second the movie plays. No, the whole movie is in the disc, but you are experiencing it a second at a time. So that's the whole idea with the third dimension and our lives, right? We are like that cursor in that movie that is just experiencing things a moment at a time, but creation is complete, you see. So that's the whole idea with the third dimension. The fourth dimension is what's very interesting, right? Your mind. There's a difference between a brain and a mind. The brain is the physical thing that's in your head, right? The physical. The mind is the consciousness in the brain, if that makes sense. Yeah. Your mind is a fourth dimensional device. That is the difference between us and other animals, right? We, just like God, that's why Christianity, in the Christian Bible, it says that we are created in the image of God. See? So, if we're created in the image of God, God is a creator. So that means we also can create. Actually, what is actually happening? God is creating through us. It's God that's creating. He's creating through us. What you need to do is you need to allow him to use you. Just remember the word righteousness as I say that, right? So anyway, our mind is a fourth dimensional device. It can go to any place in a split second. I can go to America. I can go to New York right now in Times Square and come back to where I am. I can go to Bali right now in my mind and come back to where I am. I can go to Pluto, to the planet Pluto right now, stand there and come back to where I am in my mind. You see, I'm not limited by time. I can take myself anywhere. I can take myself to my past, to when I was in high school right now, and come back to where I am. I'm not limited by time, you see. But now this is what you need to remember. Everything that is created in the third dimension has to be created in the higher dimensions first, right? I won't talk about the fifth till the 11th dimension for now. That's for another video. Let's talk about the fourth dimension. Everything that gets created in the third dimension must be created in the fourth dimension first. Everything. If you get into a car accident, that's because at some point in your life you once imagined or visualized yourself getting into a car accident. And you set in motion events that led up to you actually experiencing a car accident in the third dimension. You see? If you become a billionaire one day, that's because in the fourth dimension, you actually saw yourself as a billionaire. And most importantly, this is the kicker now, you need to believe it. You see, belief / faith / expectation, tying back to the previous videos, you need to believe what connects the fourth and the third dimension together, right? Because that is how God actually creates through us. He uses belief and faith. When you have belief and faith and expectation, right, for things to go a certain way, right, you are in full connection with God, right? And he can then create through you. So whatever it is that you see in the fourth dimension, and again, maybe there's something else I need to say. What you are seeing in the fourth dimension in your mind, right, that is your God self. I know a lot of people now will think this is blasphemous, what I'm saying, but hey, anyway, right? We are not humans that have a soul. We are a soul. We are a soul that lives in a body. We are a soul first. We are spirit first. Soul and spirit interchangeable. I use them together. It's the same thing. We are a spirit first that live in a body, in a human body, in the third dimension. But in the fourth dimension, we are just spirit. You see. So in the fourth dimension, you are connected to every single thing that ever is and everything that ever was. All of these things are in superposition with each other, right? Google what superposition is. I'll talk about it in a future video as well. All right. But anyway, fully understand that what you see in your mind, right? Whatever you see in your mind, whatever you see in the 4D, right, will, and if you believe in it, will be actualized in the 3D, right? As I said, the only problem with the 3D, actually, it's not a problem, right? Because there's a reason why it must take time. You understand? So if you see yourself as a multimillionaire, the reason why it can't happen instantly in the 3D is because there are certain things that you must go through. For example, obstacle challenges that make you better, that make you ready to be a multimillionaire one day. So those processes might take 5 years, right? Those challenges might take 5 years. You understand? That whole process might take 5 years. And in that 5 years, obstacle, challenges, wins, losses, learnings, improvements, you understand, that make you suited to be a multimillionaire. Even though in the fourth dimension, you just saw yourself as that. You understand? You just saw yourself as that, and that was that. You see, so you in the fourth dimension, you didn't visualize the process, you didn't see the process, you saw the end result. But in the third dimension, there's a process that one must go through to be so remember, God does not want us to suffer. So God wants you to be ready for everything you receive. So if you're going to receive being a multimillionaire one day, you need to be ready for that so that you can handle it. You see, so that you don't misuse it. You see, because whatever you misuse, the Bible says, whatever you misuse, you will lose. And God does not want you to lose what He gives you. So He must make sure that you are ready. You see, so once you prove that you are ready, you understand, and that's the process part, then you get what you believed. You see, keeping the faith, keeping belief on its own is a test. It's a test. You prove to God that you're ready to receive. Whatever image you see in your mind, that's God telling you that's what He wants you to be. If you see yourself owning a farm with 20,000 cattle, right? God is saying, that is what I want you to chase and pursue. It's actually done already. You see, it's actually done already. I'm just going to guide you towards it. Anyway, now that ties into this I am thing that I said I want to speak about. So let's talk about God quickly, right? God does not understand any lack. God is all abundance. So if you understood what I just said, I said to you that when whatever gets created in the third dimension must first be created in the fourth dimension, right? So if you say in the fourth dimension, I am going to be rich, right? Guess what will get created in the third dimension? A situation whereby you are always still going to be rich. So when you talk in the fourth dimension, you must always talk in I am, because you are then linked with God. You see, you must say, I am rich. I am rich. Even before you see it in the third dimension. Because when you say I am, I am, anything that follows I am, if you say it long enough and you believe it long enough, that is what will actualize in your life later. You see, so whenever you speak to someone, so if someone asks you, right, if someone asks you, what are you? Let's just say you want to be a multimillionaire. If someone asked you, what are you? Right? If you don't have the courage to claim it and say, I am a multimillionaire, right? And if they say to you, what do you mean? I don't see you being a multimillionaire. If you don't have the courage to claim it, it's almost like you're denying God Himself. You see, that's a problem. So you must claim it. How you speak is very important. Your mind is always listening to the words you say. You see. So make sure that you always look after how you speak and mind your words, and be careful of how you speak. Always use I am carefully. Whatever follows I am is what will actualize, right? So if you're sick, for example, you don't go around saying I am sick, right? Don't say that. How do you make yourself healthy when you're sick? you go around saying I am healthy, and you believe it. Most importantly, you need to believe it, because the belief is what sends the vibration out. It puts your body your body is like an antenna, and it sends frequency out, right? And the belief is what calibrates the frequency, the correct frequency. So once you're in a belief state, you're sending a frequency that attracts a particular thing. So if you believe, and remember, it doesn't care whether it's a positive belief or a negative belief. If you believe in something positive, like you want to be a multimillionaire, that's what you will get. If you believe in something negative, like you believe right now that there's something wrong with you, then that is what you will get. All of it is in superposition with each other. It all exists somewhere, you know. It all exists. It's almost like you get to choose which one you want to actualize in the 3D world. It's the one that you believe in that you actualize in the 3D world. In a future video, I will explain the double slit experiment, right? Because it is one of the best it's one of the best experiments that was conducted to illustrate this issue, this topic that I'm talking about. It's almost like it proves what I've been saying, if that makes sense, right? So, okay, guys. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. I'd like to hear what some of you think about what I've said, and hopefully I added value to someone's life, right? Hopefully someone got some value out of this. And yeah, I'm gonna make another video. Today's Saturday, today's Friday. I'm gonna make another video on Sunday, so I'm just gonna skip one day. Anyway, okay, Hip Hop Kachuba, guys. Please follow this channel. Please follow my other channel as well. Yeah, cheers, guys.